It's bad for the game. The officiating crew that we had tonight, for the leadership to deem those three people semifinals playoff worthy is malpractice. I can take an L with the best of them. I don't think we should have to play through more than what they did. We got players and gets cracked, and there's no call, and all of them said it wasn't my call. I don't know. I didn't have that. I didn't see it that.
Fans are enraged. The WNBA has just assigned the same referee crew from the Lynx Mercury debacle to the Indiana Fever versus Las Vegas Aces. Semifinals. Yes, the very refs that prompted a suspension for Cheryl Reeve are now in charge of Caitlin Clark's most significant playoff test yet. People are calling this outright manipulation. Do you believe the league intentionally chose these refs to sway the game? All right, let's get into this chaos, because the WNBA has officially lost its way, assigning Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Jenna, the same crew that bungled the Minnesota game, to the Fever versus Aces semifinal is absurd. It isn't just tone deaf, it is an insult to the fans who are already calling out the league's incompetence.
Let's jump right in. I want to start with the play that set off all of the chaos. Everything else that we will talk about, there is one play that set off all of it, and it is this steal that Alyssa Thomas made on Napheesa Collier. So this was at the end of the game. Fee is dribbling down, and Alyssa Thomas goes across her body, steals the ball, and then takes the ball full court for a layup on the other end, and that pretty much sealed the deal for the Phoenix Mercury. They won last night's game, but I want to show you guys the close-up. This was not ruled a foul, and I am dumbfounded by the amount of people online, even the amount of professionals online who are saying that this is no foul. And the reason that they're saying that it is no foul is, as you can see here, Alyssa Thomas reaches across, and when she reaches across, you can pause the video here, she gets all ball first. Okay, so no, was there any foul when she was tapping the ball away? No, it seems like there's no contact there. She strips the ball clean. But as you can see, the angle in which Alyssa Thomas is running across Fee, Fee's going this way, Alyssa Thomas is going this way. Fee is in full motion. You can even see, again, with this screenshot, the angle in which Fee's body is going. She is going full speed in one direction. She is running in one direction, and Alyssa Thomas cuts her off in that regard.
Let's begin with what happened in that Lynx Mercury game. Cheryl Reeve didn't just erupt for no reason. She witnessed Alyssa Thomas rough up Napheesa Collier with no whistles, no protection, and zero consistency. Collier left in pain. The refs acted like all was well, and when Reeve dared to ask for accountability, suspended, fined. For assistants were fined too. The entire coaching staff was punished because they stated the obvious: the officiating was trash. New Orleans Sports Center, Cheryl Reeve goes into that and so much more. Now let's fast forward. The Fever. Without Caitlin Clark for periods of this season due to injury, they scratched their way into the playoffs. They were the story. Every Fever game delivered ratings. Every Fever game packed arenas. Clark, Boston, Mitchell. They made the WNBA relevant again. And how does the league acknowledge that momentum? By giving them the very refs that just humiliated the whole sport. Fans are not stupid. They see what's happening. These refs have already established themselves as inconsistent, petty, and careless. And now they're officiating Clark's biggest stage. That isn't just questionable. It is reckless.
New Orleans Sports Center, Cheryl Reeve discusses that and a lot more.
Who was it that asked about officiating for the game? Was that you, Kendra? And we talked about how dangerous it can be. You're hearing it from the other series. You're hearing other coaches. You're hearing Becky talk about when you let the physicality happen, people get hurt. There's fights. And this is the look that our league wants.
Let's look at the stats. In that Lynx Mercury contest, Minnesota was 13 for 21 at the charity stripe. Rebounding edge, Lynx by 10, and they still lost. Why? Because the whistles vanished every time Phoenix got physical. Alyssa Thomas could have been called for a dozen fouls. Instead, silence. Collier limped off. Cheryl Reeve exploded. And the refs walked away without a scratch. Now these exact officials are supposed to handle Clark, Boston and Mitchell against Aja Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray? Please. This is professional negligence. Lexi Hall was getting shoved all game long. Look at that. Like elbowed. Fans have the receipts too. Scott Agnes reported it clearly. The Fever Aces semifinal will be managed by Isaac Barnett, Randy Richardson, and Janae. The same crew. No changes. No accountability. The league essentially declared, we know you can't stand them, but we don't care. That is why people are calling this corruption. Because if you were attempting to tilt the game in Vegas's favor, this is how you do it. Give them refs who already demonstrated they'll let things go. Refs who punish coaches for speaking out. Refs who swallow their whistles when the game gets chippy. And when the Aces excel at physicality, who does that help? Exactly.
We were trying to play through it. We tried to make excuses. One of the best players in the league shot 0 free throws. 0. And she had 5 fouls. 0 free throws. Got her shoulder pulled out and finished the game with her leg being taken out and probably has a fracture. And so if this is what our league wants, okay.
And let's not pretend this is a new problem. Fans have been griping about officiating all season, especially concerning Caitlin Clark. She's been hacked, pushed, elbowed, and tripped with hardly a whistle. Opposing players have body slammed her like it's hockey. Instead of shielding the league's most valuable player, refs look the other way. And when somebody calls it out, suspensions and fines. It's become so blatant that even casual fans are questioning if the league wants Clark to succeed. It's that bad. Instead of leveraging the Clark effect, they're crippling it with referees who appear entirely uninterested in fairness. And here's where the irony is unavoidable. The WNBA says they want to grow the sport. They run ads begging fans to embrace the new generation. Then, in the most watched playoff run in decades, they assign the most despised referee crew to the premier matchup. That isn't growth. It is self-destruction. Look at what is on the line. Fever versus Aces could have been the series of the year. Caitlin Clark, a second-year superstar, facing Aja Wilson, the reigning MVP and leader of the Aces dynasty. Boston versus Wilson in the post. Mitchell against Young. This had all the makings of a classic. But instead of hyping the on-court battle, everyone is only talking about the refs. Fans are not debating schemes, matchups, or rotations. They're debating if Clark will even survive the officials. That is pathetic. And it is the league's fault. Let's be specific. Isaac Barnett is known for quick technicals. He'll hand them out for simple shows of frustration. So if Clark claps her hands after a bad call, tech. If Sides challenges a whistle too strongly, tech. Meanwhile, Wilson can run over Boston in the paint, and it's a no call. Randy Richardson, inconsistent at best. One possession it's touch fouls, the next it is a wrestling match. No rhythm, no consistency, just anarchy. And Janae, the third member of the trio. Fans literally call her invisible, because she vanishes when the game gets physical. That is who's officiating the semifinals. This is not a conspiracy, it's incompetence. And incompetence at this level starts to feel like corruption. Fans have been blasting this across social media. How do you assign the very refs who just suspended a coach? How do you protect a brand by using officials everyone despises? How do you just ignore your own paying customers? The answers are simple. The WNBA is unconcerned. They're betting on fans watching no matter what. They think controversy drives views. But controversy without fairness simply destroys credibility. Now let's bring Caitlin Clark into this conversation.
She's in her second season.
She is the biggest name in the league. She sells out arenas on the road, she shatters ratings records. And instead of protecting her, the league is essentially challenging refs to swallow the whistle once more. Fans saw her get beat up all season. Now in the playoffs, with these refs, what do you think will happen? Precisely. Boston has already taken on more of the load since Clark's injury. Mitchell has elevated her game. Lexi Hull has played through injury. This team has fought tooth and nail simply to be here. And the league's grand strategy, throw them in front of the same 3 officials that just disgraced the sport. That's the reason fans are fuming. Leg. Quote St. Also remember, the Aces are the WNBA's chosen child. Vegas is the money market. They've got the flash, the ownership, the star power. The league wants them in the finals. Everyone is aware of it. So when fans see the same refs who helped them before assigned again, it does not look like a coincidence. It looks like favoritism. And favoritism kills trust. Sports are meant to be about competition. You win or lose based on merit. But when the officials become the focus, fans stop believing. And once fans stop believing, they tune out. And once they tune out, sponsors stop paying. That is the precarious slope the WNBA is on at this moment. Let's keep it real. Fans don't tune into playoff games to watch referees. They tune in to see stars perform. They want to see Caitlin Clark hit logo threes. They want to see A'ja Wilson battle Boston in the post. They want to see Mitchell dominate defenders. But instead, the refs are the main event. That's the issue. It quote. Sex not even about just one game. It's a pattern of behavior. The WNBA has shown again and again that they will shield certain players and let others get beaten up. Wilson gets the call. Clark gets elbows. Stewart gets the whistle. Boston gets mugged. That double standard is driving fans mad. They are not stupid. They can see who the league is elevating. Now, let's discuss what happens if this crew directly influences the outcome. Imagine the Fever lose a tight one. Mitchell is hot. Boston is battling. Clark is drawing doubles. And then, boom, a bogus foul takes out Boston. Or Clark gets hit on the arm. No whistle. Fast break going the other way. Momentum is dead. That is not basketball. That is manipulation. And fans will not forgive it. We have already seen the aftermath. After the Lynx game, Cheryl Reeve went ballistic. She screamed at refs, swore at fans, and blasted the league in a press conference. And instead of the WNBA admitting the officials messed up, they suspended her, suspended the winningest coach in the league, because she spoke the truth. And now those same refs get Caitlin Clark's semifinal. That is not just bad optics. It is a comedy. And this is why fans are livid, because they feel the league is actively working against them. The Fever fight their way into contention, and instead of celebrating it, the league throws them into the buzzsaw of corrupt officiating. Vegas, the Golden franchise, gets the help. Indiana, the underdog that actually delivers ratings, gets punished. It is backwards. Here. Quote, Kundik, the kicker. Fans don't even want to watch another Aces finals run. Social media polls prove it. Watch parties prove it. Viewership proves it. People are over Vegas getting the spotlight. They want new talent. They want Clark, Boston, and Mitchell on the biggest stage. That is how you grow the sport. That is how you bring in casual fans. But instead of embracing that, the league just doubles down on the Aces. And don't think for a second, fans haven't noticed. Look at the comments under any league post. Rigid, corrupt, protectek sedlin. Retis are ruining the game. This is not a small group of trolls. This is the paying public. These are the people buying tickets, streaming games, and wearing the jerseys. And they feel betrayed. It has gotten so bad that rival coaches are speaking up. Becky Hammon, who has no skin in the game defending Indiana, openly criticized officiating earlier this year. That tells you how pervasive the frustration is. When even the league's Golden franchise is questioning officials, you have a crisis. So where does this all leave us? The Fever are facing a semifinal where every whistle, or lack thereof, will be under a microscope. Every time Clark gets bumped, fans will cry conspiracy. Every time Wilson gets a soft call, fans will be enraged. And that's the atmosphere the league has created by assigning this crew. Let's dig into why this is occurring. Some say it is favoritism. Some say it is incompetence. Honestly, it's both. The WNBA wants Vegas in the finals because it's glamorous. But they also don't have enough quality refs for high-pressure games. So they recycle the same people, even when those refs have already blown big calls. That's a formula for disaster. Bus. And here is the greatest irony. Caitlin Clark is the league's cash cow. She's the one driving the ratings, selling out arenas, and putting money in the league's coffers. Yet instead of protecting her, they're setting her up to be hammered with no calls. That is biting the hand that feeds you. Let quote S break it down by player. Boston has been the anchor all year. She's battled Wilson toe-to-toe and proven she belongs in the MVP race. But watch how the refs handle her. Wilson will throw elbows in the post, and somehow Boston will get the whistle. That's been the narrative all season, and it's about to be magnified in the playoffs. Kelsey Mitchell has carried the Fever at times, but she's not a darling of the league. So when she drives into contact, don't hold your breath for a whistle. Meanwhile, Jackie Young breathes near a defender, and she's at the line. That imbalance kills momentum and destroys competitive fairness. And then there's Clark, the league's biggest draw. Every fan in the building is there to see her, and she has been hacked without mercy. The refs do not protect her. Instead, they watch her get shoved to the floor, shake it off, and keep playing. Fans are fed up. They're not demanding special treatment. They're demanding fairness set. This is why conspiracy theories take off. Because when the officiating is this inconsistent, people will assume it's by design. And once fans believe the league is fixed, you have lost them. No amount of marketing can fix that. Let's also talk about the broader view. The WNBA has been trying to ride this wave of growth. Attendance is up, ratings are up, merch is selling. And yet, instead of showcasing competitive, fair basketball, they're letting referees dominate the news cycle. That is self-sabotage. No other league would permit this. The NBA has its problems, but when refs blow a call, they issue last 2-minute reports. They hold refs accountable. The NFL has its controversies, but they rotate crews to avoid these conflicts. The WNBA, they recycle the same refs that just created chaos. It's amateur hour. Fans want transparency. They want accountability. They want to believe the outcome is decided by players, not whistles. Right now, they do not believe that. And the league is doing nothing to change their minds. Here's the part that stings the most. This series could have been legendary. Clark versus Wilson, Boston versus Young, Mitchell versus Gray, 2 teams battling for a final spot. Instead, the storyline is which ref will blow it first. That is embarrassing.
And let's be real.
If Vegas advances on the back of questionable officiating, fans will not celebrate. They'll tune out.
Aces versus Mercury in the finals. No one wants that.
Polls already show fans are rejecting it. They'd rather watch Fever versus Liberty, Fever versus Aces, straight up, or literally any matchup involving Clark.
Without her, the ratings will tank. And the league knows it.
So here's the bottom line. Assigning this crew was not just a mistake. It was a betrayal. A betrayal of players who deserve fair competition. A betrayal of fans who deserve fair entertainment. And a betrayal of the league's own promise to grow the game. You don't grow by alienating your audience. You don't grow by sabotaging your stars. Fans are fuming for a reason. They've seen enough. They want accountability. They want fairness. They want the game back in the hands of players, not referees. And until the WNBA delivers that, every whistle will be questioned, every game will feel tainted, and every fan will wonder if the league actually wants them watching.